What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name's Mike. I'm at 997 subscribers, so 3 away from 1,000, which is just crazy. It's just blown my mind that you guys are actually interested to hear my story and to hear what a normal day in my life looks like with my wife and my son, and just going to work and going for walks and talking about the shows we're watching and talking about our sobriety. My wife just passed a year. Yesterday, I hit my 5 month anniversary of sobriety. And there's been ups, there's been downs. Most of my videos are shorts. So if you check out the shorts feed, some of my days are good days, some of them are bad days. Sometimes I'm inspiring people, and people are leaving really awesome comments telling me that I inspired them to get sober, or that, the enthusiasm of my son and my wife and I when we go for walks brightens up their day, which is awesome. Other times I'm making videos looking for inspiration from you guys. Um, they're not all good days. If you're trying to get sober, or you're thinking about getting sober, or if you're just trying to get fit, or if you're trying to diet, whatever challenge you're working on, there's ups and downs, and they're not all good days or easy days. And that's where a lot of times I get on here or I get on TikTok and I look for inspiration from you guys. So um, it's pretty crazy that I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you guys enjoy daily vlogs and talks about sobriety and fitness and um, dieting, sometimes we talk about recipes that we try or shows that we're watching. If that kind of thing interests you, hit subscribe. I mean, I'm only 3 away from 1,000, but check out my videos. Check out the longer videos. Those are ones where I'm a little bit more vulnerable. And so far, those have just been mostly days where I wasn't really feeling positive, and I made longer videos just kind of venting and talking to you guys. So I don't want all of my longer videos to just be the bad days. I am having a lot more good days now than I used to. And, if you're interested in how I've gotten sober and how I stayed sober yeah. And if you're interested in how I got sober and how I've stayed sober, I've made a couple videos about that. But basically what I did was I just removed a lot of negativity from my life, a lot of negative people, a lot of negative influences. I don't really go on social media very often. I watch the news enough to be informed, but there's so much negativity that's just aside from the facts. So I try to stay away from most of that. I focused a lot more on fitness. I don't really track like everything I eat, but I'm much more aware of what I eat. I try to eat a good amount of protein. I eat a lot more fruit and vegetables than I used to, more fiber. But I do track like all of my workouts, and keep track of like how much weight I'm lifting or how many reps I'm doing, and I try to do a little bit better week over week. Um, and just focusing on those things and eliminating negative triggers, and also having accountability. I use an app that tracks how long I've been sober. I use another app that tracks my reps and my weights and things like that. And for me, that keeps me accountable. I can go in there and see what I've done, see how long I've been sober. It tells me like what the health benefits are and things like that. So those are things that really help me to keep going, stay accountable to myself, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to do it for you. I mean, it would be awesome if I had friends or family members and things like that were always checking on me and, are you still sober? Are you still working out? Are you still eating healthy? And sometimes people check on me, but at the end of the day, like, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to accomplish those things, number one, you have to decide that it's important enough for you to start. And number two, I mean, you have to put those accountability systems in place so that when you do slip up or when you forget things or whatever, you can check your app, you can check your notebook if some of you guys prefer to write things down with a paper or pencil or pen, whatever. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You just kind of have to decide that you're going to stop making excuses and just get it done. And if you're not ready to get sober, or if you don't feel like fitness is your thing, or if you don't want to diet, I mean, I have friends that want to get fit, want to get healthy, or want to start eating right, but it's work. you know, and you have to decide if you're at a point in your life where you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of time and effort in the short term for something that's going to pay off in the long run. You know, a lot of people unfortunately don't get into that mindset until they are older. I'm almost 40, you know, and definitely in my 20s and my early 30s, it's not something I ever thought about or was concerned about. I mean, I drank for like, 10 plus years, like every day we were drinking, and I always went to work, and I've always taken care of my son, and I've paid the bills and things like that. So I never really recognized it as a problem. Same thing with my fitness, same thing with my diet. I just never really thought about it that much. For me, the reason why I wanted to get sober and wanted to focus on fitness is because I noticed that my recovery time when I did things outside was not as good. I mean, things, when you get to almost 40, things start to hurt, and I definitely wish I had started thinking about these things and focusing on these things sooner. And I guess my only advice would be, if you're younger and you haven't started to focus on those things, it's not about listening to your elders. It's really about listening to yourself. At the end of the day, like when I was in my 20s and early 30s, I knew my body hurt. I knew that I wasn't getting enough sleep. I knew that I was eating junk. And, sometimes it would hurt my stomach. Sometimes, I mean, you know what these things are doing to you. You're just choosing to ignore them, and sometimes maybe it's worth it. Sometimes it's for the sake of having fun, having a good time. But I guess I just hit my pain point. I hit my point where it wasn't worth it anymore. I still want to have fun. I still want to have a good time and hang out with my friends. I mean, the other day I went over to my friend's house and we worked on my friend's car, and they had some beers and I had some non-alcoholic beers, and we all had a good time and it was fine. So I'm not telling all you guys to like quit drinking or get sober. I stopped drinking because I was abusing it and I was having too much. Some of you guys are good at controlling yourselves, having self-control, and just having a little bit, and then stopping when you're done. That wasn't me, and that wasn't my wife. We just decided that zero was the best for us, and that might change in the future. I don't know. Right now, we feel pretty good. We feel good having control. We feel good getting better sleep. I mean, losing weight. It's just things are going better for us because we decided to take those things seriously. So, but most of the stuff that I do on this channel has been shorts. I do a lot of walks. I talk about things. I talk about my feelings. I talk about what's going on in my life. So, if you guys want to just check out a nice casual channel and be like, hey, what's Mike up to today? That's really what this channel is most of it is just pretty casual stuff. I'm just walking around talking about what's going on. Some videos are more serious than others. Some videos are really lighthearted. Sometimes they're just jokes sometimes, right? So if that's the kind of thing you guys are into, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you subscribing, leaving your comments. I always love hearing from everybody in the comments. Sometimes people are looking for inspiration. Sometimes there's really nice people that tell me that they just randomly stop by my channel and it inspired them to do something different, which is awesome. I mean, I never thought that me being genuine and just talking the way I normally talk and being me would change anybody's lives or help anybody. So, and I never knew until I started making these videos how much I needed a community more than just my friends. Like, my friends are awesome, but they aren't always there. They can't always be there. So it's been really awesome to meet some of you guys online, talk to you guys in the comments section and things like that. It really does mean a lot to be able to just vent like this and talk to you guys. So I appreciate it. If you guys have questions about anything about my sobriety, how I did it, what I normally do with my fitness, if you watch a lot of my shorts, you'll see a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, but I wanted to make a longer video just because I think that'll help more of you guys to see my channel and see what's going on. And I would encourage you to watch those shorts because there's probably hundreds of them at this point. So check those videos out. Let me know what you guys want to see from this channel in the future. If you want to see more of the recipes we've been working on, if you want me to make more videos about me working out, I work out every single day. I'm really fortunate to have a gym at work. So my hour lunch break that I get, I spend most of that working out. So if you guys are curious about any of that stuff, my boss, used to be a personal trainer, so I've learned a lot from him. So if you guys want any tips, if you guys want to know more about any of that stuff, just let me know in the comments. But in the meantime, I appreciate you guys subscribing. Hopefully this video gets me over 1,000, but check out my videos, share them around, leave your comments. Even if they're bad comments, that helps this video get out. So if you're the kind of person that just wants to be a troll, do that too. That's fine too. But I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on my next walk.